Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and this is a Mars in the 7th house story of mine. This is a personal story. Hopefully this person doesn't see this video. She'd probably fucking kill me. But she had Mars in the 7th house, and I met this person on a dating app. She was from another state. She had came into my area using the app, and I think she had on her description or title looking for an Aquarius, and she was a Leo, and I usually attract Leos. I'd say like Leo's probably one of my favorite signs in a girlfriend or a companion. And so as we started talking some more, I really had no plans of pursuing her because of the distance, but we started talking more and more and more. And if you think she had Mars in the 7th, so she was the she was the person who's kind of looking for somebody or coming after me in a way. And this can be characteristic of a Mars in the 7th house. But then, so I started to get closer to her, and then I decided to go to where she lives and get to know her better, spend some time in her area, and we ended up dating. And then I think let me just say things were going really, really, really well, and I have a lot of experience with my chart and with people who have similar charts to hers as far as like having the Leo sun, etc. So I kind of knew this energy very well, at least that aspect of it. I know what's good for me. I know what I'm interested in from just having a lot, being older and having this experience with astrology, even without astrology. I mean, just in general. But so in her chart, it was Mars in the 7th in Gemini, and right around the time that Mars started to transit her 7th house, and it went retrograde it was either right on her Mars or right near it. It went retrograde, and she was supposed to come visit, didn't happen. There were some other things, and then she started looking for other people. So let me backtrack a little bit. That didn't happen. She got mad at me for some reason that was just like, I would have, like, from my perspective, I have no idea why. Unexplainable. And she goes on Reddit and makes a post on Reddit, and this guy responds, of course, and they start talking. And she was into this show called Kill Tony. It's a comedy show in Austin, Texas. It's on YouTube. And she had put me on to that. And it's funny. It's a funny guy. It's a good show. If you haven't seen it, it's called Kill Tony. And this comes up in conversation with this person. And of course, what do you know? This guy knows Kill Tony. So at this point, she's not completely gone. She's still kind of like hanging around. And again, the main reason I'm telling this story is because she has Mars in the 7th house of relationships. And Mars is could be known as it being a planet that you don't want to have in the 7th house, that's going to fuck up your relationships. And you could some people might predict that this person's never going to be married. I'm not speaking on that or anything like that. But she did tell me at some point that I should run, because this is what she would do. Even though everything's going well, this is what she told me, that I should run, because she's known to just break up with people for no reason. So the guy knows Kill Tony and offers to take her to Austin, or to meet her in Austin, and pay for, I guess, a majority of it. I guess he paid for, I don't know if he paid for all of it, but to go to a Kill Tony show because he could get her in. And of course, she's all about it, and this is kind of like her excuse for this was meant to be, etc., etc. Long story short, it was not meant to be. That was the only, she did end up going to the show, and that was the only time that she ever met with him, and then he was gone for good. And then, of course, Mars goes back through the 7th house. Things started, they hung around a little bit longer, and then they were gone for good. Or at least up until this point, there's no more contact. But I just thought that was an interesting Mars in 7th story, Mars in the 7th house story, and that aspect of the person just kind of goes onto a site like Reddit, and then this person knows this killed Tony, etc., etc. It's like, for me, my explanation is that this isn't explainable. This is astrology. This is astrology. This, to me, is this isn't what I would use as a proof for astrology, but it would be in the playbook for sure. And when you have people that don't understand astrology, or that they're not really studied in it or experienced in it, like this person might even think that was like fate or something like that. And I have the chart. I'm like, at this point, very adept at looking at these charts, and 100% for sure, she was just going through, I guess you would call it like a temptation. Now, from their perspective, it's not this, but from like a holistic perspective of someone who knows the chart, knows the life path, it is what they would, Christians would refer to as a temptation, a devil temptation, but I'm not saying that it was wrong or it was sinful or anything like that. And it's in this, and even this way I'm putting it, it's not always like that. But in this case, it's just, or a better way to put it is a distraction. It's like they're just playing out what they want to happen to continue, there's the word, to self-sabotage their own life. Now, if it would have went through and this thing continued, and see, if this didn't happen again and again and again, then I wouldn't be able to say that. But when it happens again and again and again, clearly you can see that this person is just playing out that self-sabotage of the 12th house, the Pisces, that many people do. I've done it in my own life. I have many, many stories of the self-sabotage. And I don't blame myself, because there's more to the story. This is very, like, when I tell these stories with astrology, there's so much depth and complexity to it. It's impossible for me to convey the whole thing through a video. In videos like this is purely for, hopefully it's entertaining. I think astrology can be, if it's anything, it's extremely entertaining, even at the deeper levels, if you can take a lighter look at life. But if you made it this far, please subscribe to the channel. I will be telling many, many more astrology stories, and I'd love to hear your stories down in the comments. Mars in the 7th house. Please like the content if you're enjoying this, and subscribe to the channel. And I hope you have a great day.